Hello, hello, welcome to Season 5 House Play D&D, the explainer podcast where one experienced dungeon master embarrasses me with a cheeky smile, and one failed scriptwriter to discuss D&D topics. My name is Kinsey, and my illustrious guest this week, and every bloody week, is Sam Pay. Hello, Sam.
The Monster Man himself, here
He's
from the
here.
depths of Sturge Hell.
He's here. You know, like 90s game shows where they always have the bookworm, like the old guy who's got like shackles, and he comes out and he gives like the game show contestants like a bit of information in a book, but he's probably just like over 70 and they got him outside, brought him in.
What you can't see is that I am manacled beneath this webcam
100%.
immediately, and I am not being allowed to leave until I say the name of every single D&D monster.
100%.
Send help, please.
If you thought there'd only be 20 episodes to this season, you're wrong, because there's 500 pages of this bitchin' book. All right. Anyway, this season we're doing things slightly different. Our guests have selected an enemy from a list that I've supplied, and they're going to educate us as to why we should use these creatures. And of course, I will interrogate. This episode you have selected
The Githyanki.
Let's get to it. Okay, so today's episode is on Githyanki, everybody's naughty search if you like being bossed around since Baldur's Gate 3 released Lae'zel into the world.
I
Sam.
can't even lie. I'm in the same boat there.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not in the boat. I'm watching it sail. So I'm a good Christian boy. Okay. Sam, how long do you think it will take me to convince my dog to lay eggs? What am I doing? Yeah. I know. No, I know. I know.
I don't know what you're doing.
You warned me.
Stop getting animals to lay eggs, goddamn you.
I don't know. And after the shark situation, and 2 seasons ago, I fucked a bear. It's just weird.
It's getting out of hand now.
Weird. Am I a druid? I don't know. Okay. Why did you pick Githyanki?
I mean, they are a wonderful, wonderful monster. They're an incredibly lore-rich, deep story monster, more so than I think a lot of other monsters are. And if I am being frank, their popularity over recent years has absolutely skyrocketed. Githyanki and Githzerai by extension used to be the weird thing that Grogs used to turn around and go, hey, you heard of the weird green elves? And now every fucker knows about Githyanki, and it's great. So we need to get into it and talk about them because they're awesome.
I feel like Githyanki, they have like, as a species, have so much backstory and lore, like you said, compared to others. They're almost treated, all of them are treated like a main character.
It's really interesting that you mentioned that.
So much. They've got so much. They're not like, oh, if they're out of water for an hour, then they'll die. But other than that, they got a couple of stats. It's like there's this whole world, and they've been fighting everything you hate for a long time. They're also not very nice, but sometimes do it for the right reasons. And I don't know who has given them so much flavor.
I can tell you who actually.
Oh, okay.
The original Githyanki, or the Gith as they were originally written, it's George R.R. Martin, baby. He's back in the fucking room. It was an original short story that he wrote. They appear completely differently in the short story than they do in actual D&D.
Wow.
And then some fucker at Wizards of the Coast Turner, I was like, I like that name, and took the name and then completely changed everything about them. It's great. It's super interesting. They are, unfortunately, because of that, a Wizards of the Coast copyrighted material. So it's very hard to get homebrew material for them. Fortunately, Wizards of the Coast love making stuff for the Gith. So I'm never left wanting as a big green Gith fan over here.
Yeah.
I got lots of stuff to sink my teeth into.
He's always Giffing. He's Giffing right now.
Giffing.
Yeah. You got to do it. Okay, what kind of stats does a Githyanki have?
Well, the interesting thing about Githyanki is that they vary massively. At the lower end of the spectrum, we're dealing with CR2, CR3 monsters, and up at the higher end, the upper echelons, we're dealing with CR16 monsters. So, honest to God, more so than any sect or group of monsters in D&D, the Githyanki, the Githzerai, just the Gith in general, have, I think, the most consistency to be the main enemies throughout a whole
Yeah.
campaign, other than like undead. You can
Mm.
start off fighting Githzerai knights and monks, and then move your way up and up and up until you're fighting supreme commanders and like all the like Kithraks and all this kind of stuff right at the top. It's great. So you can really start very small, and like by the time that you're fighting the big guys, you're level 20, and it's gonna feel good. It's gonna feel really, really good.
Yeah, like I think most people listening to this, obviously, as we're teaching people D&D, they probably have heard of the GIF because of Baldur's Gate. And
Yes.
as we were just saying, like briefly a minute ago, they're almost not treated as a species, but more as a faction. They have so many
Yes.
CR levels. They're arguably one of the only species that have vehicles as
Yeah.
well. I mean,
Oh, so many
yeah,
vehicles,
they're
so
like
many.
a full-on kind of like civilization that arguably if you put them at any level, even at CR2 into a fight, then the DM should be running them as if they're probably smarter than the party. You know, like they are
100%.
also
Yes,
one of
yes,
the only
yes.
enemies that from the ground up have like psionic abilities as well, which is
Yeah.
really good.
It's really fun. You can take I mean, I've done it in the past. I've run a reskinned Githzerai monk
Mm,
as a part of a duo combo, like two-stage boss fight,
mm,
for like a level 4 party. Like and they hit like a truck. They are mean and lethal, and that's for like a group of level 4 players. You keep
yeah.
ranking that up like down the line, you get to the supreme commanders and a level 20 party. If you structure it right, and if you're thinking like a Gith, it's gonna be a hard fight at any
Mm.
level.
I think they're a really good, like you said, like a throughout kind of enemy that you could easily do a campaign and that be it. That's kind
Yeah.
of where you've landed and you've got to work your way out of that situation with them after you, or that kind of bit of a Planet of the Apes kind of thing of like you turn up, everyone's a GIF, and you're like, what the fuck am I here?
I'm the only human here, and everyone
Yeah,
else is green.
exactly. Yeah. Okay, how does a DM use a GIF Yankee in their game?
There, and I think this is the greatest thing about Githyanki. There are so many ways. The first thing that the first thought that comes to my mind is because of the fluidity of the Gith, you can have them appear anywhere. We've
Mm,
mentioned here that because of the fact that there's stat blocks that really neatly ramp up all the way from 2 to 16, you
mm,
can have them sprinkled throughout as villains that go up and up and up. However, because of the lore and the story and the stuff that we've got going on behind the scenes with Gith, they can show up anywhere. Let's say your party are bored of fighting zombies or dragons or more bandits or what have you. Gith have a notoriety for showing up out of nowhere. Like we said, they've got multiple vehicles. They can teleport through space and time. They can ride on spell jammers, which are these cool flying intergalactic boats. They have pacts with red dragons to take
mm.
them through the planes. So they have the means to appear anywhere at any time and mess up the party's day. In addition to that, they have the motivation to do that. In particular, the Githyanki are always out here. They are conquering, they are pillaging, they are murdering, but most of all, they are hunting geek scum. They are chasing down mind flayers and getting them in their homes. And mind flayers are everywhere.
Yeah.
So all you need to do, oh, we've been fighting some mind flayers here. Group of Githyanki come in and just burn a village on the way through. And because of that, they can be allies to the party, they can be enemies to the party, or they can be both and swap
Mm.
back and forwards.
They're a
So
good
it gives you
moral
some.
gray area.
Oh,
Like,
there's
you don't
such
know
a good moral
who
gray
you're
area.
working with.
Exactly. You can really have a complicated, nuanced role play with any Githyanki because of just like, oh, well, yeah, they're helping us kill the Mind Flayer. They also killed this entire village of people on the way here. So, do we trust these guys all that much? And they just open themselves up for so much story possibility. They're great.
Thinking about it, they're a really good way of testing, watching your paladin at the table, see if he sweats. Because if
Yes.
she's not sweating when the Gith Yankee are there, then they're probably morally not a very good paladin, unless they're an oath breaker.
No,
So yeah,
absolutely.
they're not playing their alignment right. Can you give an example of when you used or encountered a Gith Yankee?
Yes. So, God, there's a couple of options here. So, I'm running a homebrew campaign with my partner at the moment. It's a solo campaign. We do it Baldur's Gate 3 style, where they play multiple different character sheets at the same time.
Mm,
Very, very talented player. And the session that we had was the going into an ancient tomb to uncover a long lost treasure. And as they go into the tomb, they open it up. And as they're opening it, they're like, hang on, this tomb is a little bit more special. It's like time locked, it's sealed away. So, like, whatever's inside there is how it was 800 years ago. And they finally open this tomb, steam comes through, opens up, and it's like, oh, and they just see a bunch of Githyanki in there who came down into this ancient tomb years ago, centuries ago, to hunt a mind flayer, got stuck in this tomb, and the door's just been opened. For them, it's been 5 seconds. For the
mm,
players, 800 years. And they just fall in on each other in a combat as these like villainous, horrible raiders are here to like, we need to get out of here. And the players are in our way and cut through them. Wonderful combat. And at the end, because of that moral gray area we're talking about, my player was actually able to, on a couple of persuasion checks, convince them after a bit of a bloody fight to lay down their weapons and
mm,
work together. Because it turns out that maybe that mind flayer that the Gith were searching for wasn't actually killed there and then and might still
mm.
be lingering around. Really great bit of role play, a fantastic bit of combat, just a great session.
Nice. Yeah, I like that. We did it on a West March server where I did run kind of like 5 1-shots over a week. But they obviously it was like a mini campaign for multiple groups, and there was a train that was built, and they were after a player like the group. Oh, sorry, they were after a NPC, a BBG, and they were going through the carriages when they came across a Githyanki for the first time. This is actually before Baldur's Gate 3 had come out. And so
Yeah,
no one knew
wow.
what that was that I put in front of them. And then when the player was basically going to be like, I'm just going to teleport you to a different dimension, that's what the gift did to them. And then that player was just
Yeah,
gone for a couple of minutes. And they were really counting on like whoever was in that next carriage was one carriage away from the BBG. They were just going to like teleport them and be gone and they can get straight into it. And when their player was gone, they were like, oh fuck. That was so it was
it's
so good to
so
just like
good.
yeah, it was
It's
it
what
was
you're
nice.
mentioning there is this idea that very often the Gith will have the tool set that the
Mm.
players have. So it
Yeah, yeah.
always feels like a dicey one-on-one when you run into these guys. That sounds like so much
They're
fucking fun,
smart.
man. That sounds
They're a smart
great.
enemy, and you should really play them that way because compared to most enemies, they really owe up to that. You can really make the
Yeah.
most of them. Um,
Well, I think that comes in from their lore as well. I
yeah,
mean, by sheer fact of the fact that we talked in previous episodes about how mind flayers should have the knowledge that the DM has. We need to remember the Gith beat the mind flayers.
mm,
They
mm.
are up there in terms of in the lore and story on par, better than
They're
mind
literally
flayers.
hunting them
So
down across like the universes. So, yeah,
they're going to be smart. They're going to know what to do.
yeah. Okay. What's your least favorite enemy in D&D this week?
All right, I came prepared this time.
He's prepped. He's
I
prepped.
did some research. I've poured over my many tomes.
Yeah.
We won't be surprised to hear that I'm ragging on another Celestial, but
Okay. All
I'm
right.
ragging on a very particular kind of Celestial
I hope
today.
it's not the one I like.
If it is, I am going to judge you so hard.
Do you know I
It's
can't
the
remember his name?
it's the Dabus.
Oh no, you're all good. I have no idea what the
The
Davos is.
Dabuses suck. They are the worst. So they look like tieflings, like they're weird, tall, gray guys with like horns and like floaty hair, but they're
Okay.
not tieflings. They're Dabus. What's a Dabus? Well, they live in Sigil, and anyone can come for me in the comments. I refuse to call that city Sigil. It sounds bad. I will call it Sigil to the day I die. They are the custodians of the city of doors and gateways and portals, the nexus at the center of the planiverse. They look after everything and they communicate by flashing little cool symbols in front of their faces. That's kind of cool. But what it means is that the party cannot communicate with these fuckers.
Brilliant.
In addition to that, the only Dabus stat block that we have for 5th edition is a CR2 monster.
Mm.
These guys, remember, they're the custodians. They look after Sigil. They are the servants to the Lady of Pain, who is a monster and a force in D&D who is so powerful that we're not going to give her a stat block. She's too strong to have a stat block.
Right.
Her minions, oh, well, they're CR2. What?
It
It doesn't make
sounds
any
like
sense.
one, it sounds like they are the satyr from Lion Witch in the Wardrobe.
Yeah.
like looking after the wardrobe, always know where everyone is, kind of the gate kind of thing. Two, they sound like every like modern day Star Wars NPC. Like where it's
Oh, so
here's a
much.
creature that you'll see everywhere. They're a bit dumb, but you will buy the toys. It sounds a bit like that. Do you know what I mean?
They literally, you will search up a picture of them and they look like they belong in Mos Eisley Cantina. They
Yeah.
are like, I love an ugly monster. I love the Gith. I recognize that Gith are ugly hot. Dabbers are ugly ugly. They
Okay.
do not work. They like, I don't understand them. This compare them to the Gith, they've got such little creativity that's there. There's so little you can do with them. There's such low CR. Any adventure that brings you to Sigil, you're gonna be very high level if you're
Mm,
facing off against the Lady of Pain or traveling across the realms. So even a group of CR2 monsters are not going to be a threat to you. There are
mm,
so many other characters in relation to Sigil. Like I believe they're called the Eternals, which are those crazy Warforged that can hunt you across time and space.
mm.
Those guys are awesome. The Dabbers, by comparison, are just shit. They're awful. I hate them. Get
They're
them out
merch.
of D&D. I don't
They're
want to
good
see them.
merch. That's what they
They're
are.
not even good merch. This is the kind of thing, if you see this on someone's shelf, like a Dabbers action figure, you're like, oh, you know too much about D&D.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
it's a
You sleep
turn
in
off.
the cuck chair of a hotel. That's the kind
Yeah,
of
yeah,
guy you
yeah.
are.
Exclusively the cuck chair.
Yeah. All right. Well, with that, today's adventure is sadly coming to a close. We're back in next week with the topic: when is enough enough? And as always, thank you for tuning in. And if you'd like to join in on the D&D action, then please follow us on Instagram at HowToPlayD&D or check out the link in our bio to join our Discord server. I've been Connor Kinsey.
I've been Sam.
Good day.